Hi, Christy and Katie. How are you? I'm gonna go ahead and show you your store. Let's see here. Where did I put it? Hmm. Not finding it. Sorry about that. One sec. Here we go. Okay, so I spent some time doing lots of work on your website for you, and let's take a look at this site on the front end. This is what this looks like. You're not gonna have this up here. Um, this is what's called the back end of the website. I added this video for you. Showing some of your products. Needed to add in a few products just because we didn't have enough in there. So I hope you like this change. And it's a video that keeps rolling. You can add new video, we can do something different. So this is the second draft, kind of. The first draft is getting to know you, what you like, what you don't like. It's been really it's been a difficult design for me because I haven't been clear on the type of products, the design with the ChatGTP and all that kind of stuff. So it's my apology on that, but I've also just been extensively busier this summer than I ever anticipated, actually. But here we've got some clickable moments. I think it's really important. I don't know if you said you weren't crazy about this area, but what we know from user testing and UI, which means like there's so much that we do when we are creating a store and understanding, and I've done so much extensive research on these things. What do people do as soon as they get to a website? They want to click something. So that's why we put clickable things right here right away so they can get into your store and see what's going on. They may not never make it past this point. If they don't have something to click on, you might have already lost them. So that's why it's really important. Now, what you want to click on here is completely up to you, but we know also that a sales incentive of some sort is a great idea. This is also a great time to capture them with a pop-up that is through MailChimp, which will, or whoever we decide to use, which will give them the ability to subscribe and get 20% off with a coupon code. So we'll say, something like that would be here too as well. Those are really important things, but that's phase 3 or third draft that we're talking. But anyways, I also expanded the store for you. This is kind of what you said you wanted, which was something where the products are larger. I'm still gonna make these titles and this price a little bit bigger too on the font. So that change I'll still make, but generally speaking, my goal today with this video is to get your approval on some of this stuff and tell me what you still like or maybe you still don't like about it. And don't worry about my feelings, I'm fine. You guys can just, let me have it if you hate it. And you've only spent $300, so if you really do, if you hate this so far, I can build you a different type of store altogether, like a Shopify store. I'm a Shopify developer, so more than happy to do that too. But I think we can make this work. Overall, price will be much more profitable for you to keep it probably in this platform. But we can really do. I don't know if that's really your hot button. Doesn't seem to be price all the way around anyhow. But again, if you don't like this photo, I just got it. I just created it. We're going to talk about color scheme in a minute. I'm going to walk through some of that and how I go about doing that. Another photo that I just created with AI. This was like footprints on the beach, paw prints on the beach. And again, we're clicking in here to get them to go to the store. I got to fix the hover on that button, but I'm just trying to see. I'm throwing this against the wall to see if it sticks at this point. Again, whatever products are in here are products that you guys are going to decide on. I'm just throwing them there just to design the store. And so we've got a countdown timer here, which countdown timers actually work extremely well, believe it or not. You wouldn't believe it if I showed you the research on these. They really do work. So You know, we'd have a bigger button here that would tell them what to do if they wanted to click and get a discount code by entering an email address here, stuff like that, like we can do, all right? The next thing would be to set up all these little things, which are gonna be, where do you wanna sell your products? You know, we didn't talk extensively about that yet. I can give you the live chat support through my own company, fast shipping, easy returns and refunds. We'll talk about that in a second too. Testimonials, again, just through these people in there. If we have anybody, we can use them to begin with, or put family there if you want. And then down here, I've got to clean this up a little bit. I want to ask some pertinent questions about if you're going to have a P.O. box, if you want to have an address here. At the very least, we want to put Utica, Michigan, or headquarters is in Utica, Michigan, or whatever. And then a phone number. We can talk about getting a phone number. A couple options there for you through a Skype number that can forward. Or I've got a company that I use for my websites that you could add a phone number to that, and for your business line only. It's got voicemail, and it says this is calls being recorded, and it's customer service, and it does tap directly to your phone. And so it's a little bit more professional sounding than just a Skype number. So this refunds is going to go over here. So I just got to put all these in order here. Privacy policy, shipping details, deliveries, orders and returns, refunds and returns, all of those I have drafts for that I use for my own stores that I will draft and create for you, and then you will actually approve those. If you wanted to have a legal advisor do that, you certainly can. I am not going to tell you not to do that, because it is a good idea always to have a lawyer or a legal person take a look at those things. All right, so I'm going to take you to the shop real quick, and I really like this new look. I think it looks cleaner. My concern is that you said you wanted it was a little cold, but then when you showed me what you preferred or the websites you like, they all had a white background as well. So I'm a little confused as to how to warm this up. So I thought, oh, we could do like these nice warm up banners up here. Or I could also make this background can be a pattern of some sort. It can be a softer hue of color if we want, which would warm this up back in here. But basically, you know, it's a flip of a switch for me to add color anywhere, pretty much. It gets a little bit detailed. Well, it's not that easy, but you end up needing to change it in several different places, which can get a little tricky, but that's okay. I want you guys to be happy. So over here, you know, you've got your, this is just showing the card on the right. This is showing your categories, your recently viewed products, and then these are the products, right? So let's just pick one here. Let's pick this one. See what this one looks like. Okay, so what you can see that I did on this product page is I've added this banner in the background. I thought it was really cute. It's got, you know, it's your ChatGPT one. So we could put different banners in here if you want, different colors. You can, this is the title of the product. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Printify and how to clean that up and how to use AI and all that to clean this up a little bit. So this background color pink, I don't know if you like it. I think it kind of flows, but we can change that, or I can play around with that on the third draft. And then you got your related products down here, and then the add to the cart button. And once you add it to cart, you're going to go to the cart. So we're actually going to go in, we're actually going to go to your cart here, and it should show what's in there. So I need to add a mini cart there, right? But it's going to show you what's in your cart. And then the next thing to do is to proceed to checkout. So the next thing to do here, once you guys, and I'll fix this coloring too. We want to talk about colors next, but the next thing to do is to get your banking information and teach you how to how to actually go through these, how to do transactions. We'll do some test transactions, you know, that kind of stuff. So the next thing I want to take you through really super quick is just to Printify real quick, okay? So Printify, I've got the address going through support@forevermybestie.com through RoundCube, which is your your email setting. Actually, here. So I can send you this link, and you can hook this up. We can set this up to forward to your Gmail accounts, and so that you can get this email. I'm trying to figure out a way with Printify how to get them to have additional users, and because I want to have, like, if you have 4 people who are, working and need to process orders, you need more than one person to work at your store. But so I'm kind of figuring that out. So anyways, I will give you the email address, and then I will send you or email you or talk to you about the password for Printify. This is a YouTube video, so I don't want to share that private information online. And so, but what I really want you guys to do is I want you to take this time as I'm completing the store and to get in here and learn what you need to do. This is all on you. The Sellers Club is a great resource for you to learn more about Printify and learn more about how to set up, like, your Etsy. And I know how to set up an Etsy store because I have a client that does it, and so I did set it all up for her. But you can also set up a TikTok shop, an Amazon shop, and they've got all these other things that that are helpful for you. They even have pop-up shops, and they have they have some Canva discussion, and I believe training in here too. Not only is this a great place to be, but they also have there's the leaderboard, the courses. I love a little competition, so it looks like they've got a little competition. But this Etsy boot camp, print on demand boot camp, it's great stuff. It's all for free. So design basics, AI design courses. So go in here. If you're having any trouble logging in with my username and password, just set up a free account because it's free anyhow. Get in here and start looking at these courses, okay? And get in here and start. You might be able to set up your own username and password in Printify, and then search for your own store and see if that lets you get in there. But again, we can talk about that a little later. Today, it is all about the design that I wanted to get your approval on or get your insight on. And again, you can love it, you can hate it, doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So let's have a conversation a little later, okay? And I've got a couple meetings right now I got to run off to, and it's just been extremely busy. But I hope that you like it, and we shall talk very soon. And again, I'll put another banner in here for the cart pages and the other pages. You know what I mean? So it should look pretty good at that point. Just run it back to the shop page, which I think looks pretty cute. So again, we can change these colors once again. Oh, that's what I want to show you super quick. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. So I made some color palettes, and I want you to take a look at them. The recent one that you just sent me, that you said that you really liked, that had lots of those purple and blue colors in it. So that's a new color palette that I've just made, and this is the color palette that it came up with. So I pulled all the colors from that photo, and then we create a palette. So what that means is, we would use these all together. The palette that I'm using now, I want to say, I believe is this one here, because it's got the red in it. So if I open that up, now you may not like this. We can open it in the generator. This is a cool website to use. It's coolers.co. And what you can do is, I'm not going to mess with this palette because it's a good palette that I've saved and I'm using right now. But all you do is you either lock them or unlock them. But if you have these unlocked, you just hit your space bar, and it'll give you new colors for the palette that match, that are color coordinated really nicely. So these are your current colors. I don't know, when you're saying I like the colors from this picture, I uploaded the photo and I created a new palette. And so I'll show you what that looks like on a little bit bigger. I'm gonna open it in the generator. And so I like this palette. I feel like it's a little too dark for me though. The colors, I kind of like the earthier tones, but I would really bring in some brighter colors. Like, that's why I like the other palette, because the other palette has some, and it's subtle though. They're subtle lighter colors, but they pop. You've got a red cart button, add to cart button here. You've got some yellow and some orange, and then you've got these blues, which are kind of, people expect for links and stuff. You know what I mean? which is great. Or this is a good palette too. I really like this one as well. And we just throw in the red if you want to. So, I mean, if you look at all these different palettes and think of the one you like maybe the best, that would be happy, because I've been making them hoping to God that we can find something that you like. You know what I mean? So if you just view these and see how they work together. So like this would be maybe your heavy font on, you know, the body of your content, you know. The title might be in a different shade of a darker color or something, depending on your background. You know, if the background is white, you want to have the darker headline and stuff like that. I don't want to get into a bunch of design stuff with you, but you get the general idea of where I'm going here. Hopefully you like some of these, and if not, we will go back and I'll create new color palettes. And I don't, sometimes when I show people all this stuff, they kind of go, oh my God, that's overwhelming. And it can be, but what I know is that when these colors are all together, they work really well on the site. People don't notice it, the different changes in the different colors on the site. They just know that they feel like they're in a happy place because the colors are coordinated. You know what I'm saying? If colors are not coordinated on a website, people, and there's a lot of research behind that too that I've done with user testing. I've done a lot of user testing with my own stores and websites, and people go, I just don't know why, but I feel like I got to get out of here. And it was really based on the color. So, and sometimes the font as well. That's why we can change font, we can change color, we can change different things. This is a very welcoming, soothing, happy, friendly type of a font for the store that I like. So, but we could carry this through some of the other places, but you know, I don't know. We need to talk about this. So tell me what you like and what you don't. Email me or text, whatever you'd like. All right? And I hope to talk to you both soon. Thank you. See if I can turn this off from there. Yes.